Hi everybody. Today I am going to do a liquid foundation brush tutorial. So this is the liquid foundation brush and I just got it a couple weeks ago. I absolutely love it. I really wasn't expecting to like it this much. I've always used sponges, and since switching to this, I realized just how smooth it gives coverage, how fast and easy it is. So I'm going to show you how to use it. So today I am going to use my CC cream, which has SPF 15 in it. And then I'm actually going to use two different concealers. I'm going to use, so the CC cream I use is medium to deep. And then I'm going to use the, where is it here? Light beige concealer, because I use that to lighten up the area under and on top of my eyes, and then also as a highlighter. And then I use the light bronze concealer for contouring. So let's get started. All I'm going to do is take a pump or two of my CC cream, which is almost finished. Let me grab my other one. Have a backup onto the brush, and you can put as little or as much as you want depending on what kind of coverage you like. I like my coverage to be a little bit heavier, but I would start out with a little bit first, and you can always build up. And basically from there, I am just going to put a little bit everywhere, just so I can get it even. And then from there, I am just going to brush it on. And this might look like the foundation is a bit dark for me, but my the skin on my face is actually a couple shades lighter than the skin on my neck and my chest. So I always just go a little bit darker. And you can always blend more than one color of foundation as well. Sometimes I'll mix a little bit of the light to medium with the medium to deep. So I just went all over with the brush, and look how great that looks. Like, I just have really awesome coverage all over. My skin just feels really nice and dewy. And then if you're using one of the other regular liquid foundations, the Time Wise foundations, you're gonna get a bit more coverage on top of that. If you like a matte look, then try the matte foundation. I prefer a matte look for the evening, but I'm just doing this for daytime right now. I'm just gonna go do some grocery shopping, so I just want light coverage. And then from here, I'm going to use the concealer. This is the light one. You can do all three at the same time. I've done that a couple of times, and I end up getting like the bronze one in places that I don't want it to be. So I'm actually going to do this separately. And you can put the concealer wherever you need it most. I have these things called festoons or something that's like this line here with a pocket of fat. So I like to actually put the highlighter above there, and that kind of hides that a little bit. And I also just have dark skin on my eyelids, so I put a little up there, and then a little on the tip of my nose just to highlight, which is fun. So that's that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and push that into my nose there. And then just around here to conceal the darker areas. And when I really want to conceal that lovely blue vein right there, I'll actually use the under eye corrector, which has an orange tint to it, and that will conceal that blue. But just bringing that down here, it kind of helps hide those lines there. And I've just brightened up my eye area. And now I'm going to use the darker one for contouring. And this looks really natural instead of using a powder contour for during the day. So actually I'm gonna look in my mirror over here for a second, just so I'm getting it in the right spot. But I'm just gonna put a little bit under each cheekbone right there. So I'll get a little bit of definition there. And then a tiny bit, because you don't want to look weird, on either side of the bridge of my nose, a couple dots along the top of my forehead here. And then, because my skin is not as tight as it once was, I'm actually going to put a couple dots down here in the spots where my skin is slightly jowling. And giving that a little contour will actually make it look a little bit lifted. So I just blend that in. And see how this side just looks a little bit more lifted than that side once it's blended in. And then right here, and you don't want to come too far down with the contouring, or else you'll make your face look like drawn and you'll look kind of sunken in. So this is just to keep it up here, but it'll keep your cheekbones looking lifted. And then a little bit at the top gives you kind of like a bit of a sun-kissed look. And then these two spots, usually I actually just do with my fingers so that it doesn't get all over the place. And that just gives like a slight narrowing of my nose. Not everybody needs this. Don't do anything you don't need to do. And that's it. So that's using the brush, and I just really love the way that it makes my everything just so even, and it was so easy to put on. And for me to finish that off, all I do is take some of the translucent setting powder, which I absolutely love. Never go a day without it, so I just use a big fluffy brush, put some on, and then just kind of really, with a light hand, you don't want to use too much. Just kind of put that all over, and that's it. Then my skin looks pretty good. And while I have you here, some other tips for the translucent powder. It makes a really good dry shampoo. So if you're running late, just take a big fluffy brush and dust a little bit in your hairline and in your part, and then just brush it through. That works really well. And also, I'm sure some of you have noticed we don't have our lash primer anymore. So I actually use the powder to help build up my mascara if I want it to look like thicker and fuller. So I'll put one coat of mascara on, and then I'll just kind of take like a fluffy brush like this, put a tiny bit of powder on and press it into my lashes, just a tiny bit because you don't want it falling in your eyes. And then I put another coat of mascara on, and it actually builds it up like a really nice lash primer. So that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a good one.